We're 3 weeks into the season, and already we're seeing plenty of movement among the top teams in the top 25 of the LA Metro rankings presented by the National Guard. I am Garrett Johnston. Thanks for joining us here on the MaxWire for the week of September 16th. Centennial headlines our list of surprises this week as they lost to Long Beach Poly 35-28. Here is some footage of them from earlier this season. The Huskies were coming off an astounding 886 total yard performance in their win the previous week against St. Bonaventure, but the Jackrabbits were able to hold them to 301 total yards on Friday night, winning it in dramatic fashion with a late quarterback sneak for a touchdown by Ty Tademan. The loss dropped Centennial from 2nd to 7th in the MaxPreps LA Metro computer rankings. Meanwhile, Long Beach Poly makes the biggest move of the week, jumping 11 spots from 16th to 5th in the rankings with their win. Another game we had our eyes on this past weekend was St. John Bosco at Chandler of Arizona. The number 1 team ranked in the southern section, St. John Bosco, they won it 52-31. And for analysis on that game, let's bring in Leland Gordon, our Los Angeles football editor for MaxPreps. Leland, what'd you make of that victory for St. John Bosco?
Well, it's one thing to win a football game. It's another thing to win it when your star quarterback gets injured and the backup comes in and plays lights-out football. St. John Bosco was down big, 28-10 in the second quarter against Chandler. They're playing at home, and their star quarterback goes down. But they got an amazing effort from a young man named Andrew Katnick. He came in and went 10 for 11, threw 2 touchdowns, and this is just amazing. St. John Bosco finished the game on a 42-3 run with their backup quarterback in. So this is the number 1 team in the nation in the computer rankings, and they definitely showed a lot of character by coming back and winning that game by a huge margin.
Mission Viejo is another team that got a big win this past weekend. They beat Don Bosco Prep of New Jersey in overtime, 28-25. What did you make of Mission Viejo's effort out there?
This was a wild game, and Mission Viejo was lined up to kick a field goal in overtime to tie the game and send it to double overtime. They botched the snap, but managed to recover and complete a pass to get a first down, and then a couple plays later, they ran the ball into the end zone and won the game. It's a huge win for Mission Viejo, even though it's a school that's been racking up huge wins forever. I mean, Mission Viejo is one of the most storied programs in Southern California, so this was a real character-building game for them. They were up 13-0 at halftime. Don Bosco Prep came back and took the lead in the fourth quarter, and Mission Viejo just found ways to keep things going. They actually kicked a field goal with 7 seconds left in regulation to send it to overtime. So what we saw out of Mission Viejo was a lot of fight, which was very important. And they have a very, very good kicking game. They made 3 field goals in the game, and that can only help. And, this is a team that's used to success and used to beating big-name programs. So it wasn't, a titanic victory in terms of beating Don Bosco Prep just because Mission Viejo has been so good for so long.
Well, thanks for your time, Leland. We appreciate it. We'll be checking in with you as the season continues. And as we close today, we should mention that Mater Dei gets into the excellent 25 national rankings after their 33-0 thrashing of Carson on Friday night. They are now a perfect 3-0 on this young season. Those are just some of the games that we saw this past weekend in the southern section. To keep you up to date, you can go to our website at maxpreps.com/Los Angeles to be up to date on the Los Angeles football scene. You can also follow us on Twitter at LA MaxPreps. I'm Garrett Johnston. Thanks for joining us here on the LA MaxWire.